Ding.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, is this the Trojan House, or it says York Suburban Trojan Territory? I don't know. This is Tom Hunt. I'm along here with my partner, Chad Zimmerman. Chad, how are we doing this evening?
Loud, very loud.
A little loud. We're going to have to, for the next 3 minutes, folks, we're going to be talking over the music, so it is a little bit tough. I apologize if it's that loud. We're here at York Suburban for another YIA boys volleyball match between the visiting Dallastown Wildcats, our first time to see them, versus York Suburban Trojans, who we've been fortunate enough to see. And let's start the whole thing off with the special night here. If you're looking, you'll see a lot of people in white. It is a whiteout, and Chad, give us a little background here, and then I'll kind of finish up with some other details on this.
So this year's the 8th annual whiteout for during the boys season. It started out in honor of, or as support to, a very good dear friend of mine that played on my men's team in 2008. We went down to Atlanta, and Clark Fisher, and he unexpectedly and horribly and horrifically got lung cancer and began his fight, and both of his sons, Michael and Ryan, went through Suburban program. Both cornerstones.
Both tremendous players.
Yes,
both
unbelievable players. I recall playing against Clark and Ryan when Ryan first started playing in doubles tournaments, and my partner and I then, we used to just mop the court with them. Well, it didn't take very long for that to start changing, let me tell you. Anybody out there that knows Ryan and Clarky, that it definitely, that happened very quickly. Anyway, regardless, Chad Baker, a very good friend of the volleyball community and Clark's especially, was a head coach here then and started the whiteout that night during that season, was the year that Clark got cancer, and surprised him with it. The whole gym was white, and he walked in support of him. Well, unfortunately, later that year, sadly, we lost Clark to it, and he was an engineer and started an engineering scholarship at Penn State York. And this night benefits that, and it's also going to benefit the Cancer Patient Help Fund, which was part of what Clark went through, and then Olivia's house as well. From what we heard earlier, when Coach Jamie Evans from York Suburban did the coin toss and then did the presentation and had some speakers and that kind of deal, including Chad Baker about it. They announced that the girls do it in the fall as well. That they had their blackout night. Of course, the colors black, orange, and white for Suburban, but. It started out as just a simple support for Clark and let him know the whole community was behind him, because he's a great guy, absolutely fabulous guy. Now, I've said to so many people that behind my father, next to my father, Clark would be number 2 and maybe even a 1A as to how I'd want to mold myself, and not only in my eyes but in other people's eyes.
Yeah, this is actually, the nice part about this whiteout is Dallastown gets involved in it too, and then you had mentioned Olivia's house. Part of the proceeds will go to Olivia's house because that's the organization that they chose. And then we also need to mention John Yorgi Sr., another Suburban volleyball parent who passed away from cancer as well. So they've added him in the last couple years as part of the honor here for this night, which you see more and more of these things around, and it's great, and I'm glad that people are, trying to do these kind of things. We see it in volleyball, you see it in football, and it's nice to see it in the boys season, because I don't think always, like, boys volleyball is always looked upon as the kind of sport that could pull something off like this. But Suburban, great, big accolades to them. They've been able to do that, and it's a nice night here, so you see a lot of white. Chad and I are both in our white, and right now we're getting the announcing of the starting lineups here, and while we get those, just to give you a little background, Dallastown comes in at 5-3 in the league, 6-4 overall, and their coach Lance Rank, actually their head coach, is out of town on business, so a good friend of mine and longtime friend, Mike Darr, the assistant coach, will be taking over for him. So of course we'll probably have to make some comments about Mike tonight. And then on the Suburban side, they come in at 6-2 and 8-2 in the overall, and they're coming off of a 3-game win over Spring Grove. And Jamie Evans, their regular head coach, is here, so we don't have to worry about that.
Very unique situation on the Dallastown side.
Yes, it is. It's I I do recall you and I having an incident like that one time where I couldn't make a girls match and you had to, I believe I had a wedding to go to. So you took over at a tournament, and hey, that's one thing you can never accuse me of being dumb was as a head coach was I always surrounded myself with people who I trusted, and obviously you did a nice job, and I'm sure Mike will too. So hopefully Lance is wherever he is listening in, and hopefully not getting too mad at everything.
Yeah.
So, and we are going to get our singing of our national anthem by none other than Buddha.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Always
I know
one of the
I say
highlights.
it. I know I say it every
Always
single
one of the
match that we
highlights.
do, but that gentleman is unbelievable. When I
Love
took over
him.
coaching for you at Dallastown, I used to look forward to one match every single year, and it was always at Suburban. Never mind the fact that Brian Kaufman ran a great program and had a great team.
that
Who's
was the
ironically
bonus.
enough one of our
One
line
of our
judges
line
tonight,
people
so we'll be
tonight.
ragging on him a little bit. But we got a good match out of it, but we also always look so forward to having Buddha sing. Every time we walk in, always, hey, you going to do Rockets tonight?
Yeah,
He'd say, like I do every time. Absolutely unbelievable talent.
Oh man, I love that. That was always one of the highlights to come in here. I love it. He's one of those like institutions locally that
Absolutely.
when you experience him, you realize it. And when somebody says, "Oh, Buddha" or national anthem, right away he comes to mind.
And whether you can tell it or not, he starts with the microphone up and then puts it down by his hip. So when you get here, it just gives you chills when you watch that man do
And
his
when he
thing.
first started, he didn't even need the microphone.
Unbelievable.
He just belted out, and as we all get a little older, we start to lose a little bit of our oomph. But just love Buddha. Thank God. We talked about that earlier. We were hoping that he'd be singing. We figured he would. So he'll be one of those guys that does it. As long as they'll have him, he'll do it.
Absolutely.
So. All right, folks, so we're going to start off with Suburban with the serve. Ball goes out to...
We got so excited about Buddha. We missed what was going on.
Forgot something was going on there. Ball went out to Aaron Ward there, and he got the kill for Dallastown as they go out to a 1-0 lead.
So Peyton Rank, the absent coach's son, steps in to serve.
He was setter last year for him and back again this year. Ward, number 2, was a big outside hitter for them as well. They go back row on that one to Dar. Vakili with the kill, and I think we talked to Jamie Evans beforehand, and he mentioned that Dallastown was a lot like them, a lot of balance. So I think you're going to see a lot of different players putting up numbers for Dallastown. And there we have a net violation for Suburban. So real quick, the Suburban starters were Ansel, Vakili, Upadhyay, our favorite name, Bowman, Weinstein, Schultz, and the other Bowman, freshman Bowman, we forgot about him. And then for Dallastown,
Peyton Rank, Aaron Ward, Nathan Dar, Dylan Fry, Jake Bixler, Drew Scott, and Avery Taroso.
Oh, make me feel bad because I didn't use the first names.
Yeah, that's all right. You
Caleb
usually do it,
Ansel,
so.
Safir Vakili, Josh Upadhyay, Nicholas Bowman, Zach Weinstein, Jack Schultz, and Nathan Bowman. So we have a serve there from Vakili. Ball goes to the right side. Dug out by Ansel, but can't get a good touch, but That's one thing in this old gym. We got a little bit lower ceilings, so we got to be a little bit ready for that. We always felt like flatter ceilings were worth a couple points to the home team. When I was coaching at Spring Grove with the even lower one in the old gym, we always figured that was worth 2 or 3 points because in practice we were used to playing off of it. So Suburban struggling a little bit on serve receive, down 3-2. Have to free ball it over. And there we got a hitting error from Bixler. And I think there's a couple new names at Dallastown's lineup because they had some seniors graduated, including their big boy Chad Jones, who ended up actually in Keene, or Kane, excuse me, spelled Keene but pronounced Kane.
Along with Brian Kaufman's son, Jake Kaufman.
And Jake was named All-American
Division 3 All-American.
2 weeks ago. So congratulations to him.
Congratulations, young man, and the family. I think we always overlook the families.
Yeah, we have to remember
they
do a lot. And
traveling a whole lot back and forth over to Kane.
Yep. There's a hitting error by Weinstein to make it 5-3 for Dallastown. And I know Brian's put on a lot of miles traveling from York to Jersey to see his son play this winter, and he's got 2 more years to do it. So there's a big solo block by Mr. Dar, who is, in case you're wondering, the son of Mike Dar, the replacement head coach. So he's been around the sport for a long time. Probably as long as he's been able to walk, he's probably been playing some form of volleyball. So there we go to Ward in the back row. And that's what we talked about that last week when we had Northeastern. You see a lot more of that back row attacking. And again, they go to Ward for the score, and it's 7-3.
It's a good kill. I'm not so sure about those pan things again. I think we had that conversation the first time we were together this year. And I can't, it's just not growing on me yet.
I understand if there's an injury situation,
right?
I get that. It just seems a little odd, but there the ball gets behind Dar's head. He's able to kind of scoop it over the block, and he scores, and it's now 8-3.
So that's one of those plays where I think Suburban and I think Coach Evans would be disappointed in that because they just the blockers keep chasing that. The only way that ball can go is that hard angle. Well, if you keep following that ball to the line, you're never ever going to get a touch on him to block, especially an easy roll shot like that. That's one that, especially the guys, not that the girls don't, but especially the guys just salivate over.
So that service error makes it 4-8 as Weinstein goes back to serve. Ward gets the ball, passes, and Bixler gets the kill.
That's a good swing out of a sophomore. I mean, he's 2 for 2 right now. You got to believe that Coach Dar. I'll throw him right in there. Why not? I'm sure Coach Rank and Coach Dar have had that conversation throughout the season. And get that young man in there. Looks like he's got some height to him. Great experience. If he's going that well this early in such a big match, let's face it, not exactly a friendly environment, so to speak, for someone so young stepping into the varsity level.
And you would hope, now that they're 10 matches into the season, that hopefully he's feeling a lot more comfortable with his situation. So we have Upadhyay back to serve, going with the jump floater. Libero's getting a lot of time there for Dallastown. Bixler again, and
Dylan Fry.
Dylan Fry's libero. Yeah, they have a different number there. As I say, I thought he was the libero. So we have another Dallastown point to make it 10-5 as Jake Weinmiller goes back. Flat floater, Weinstein passes to target, Ansel out to Vakili, dug out by, there it looked like Rank went with the one-arm Kong block, which tends to drag you into the net, and he ended up making the net violation, and it makes it 6-10.
Yeah, he just looked at Coach Dar, both hands. Yeah, I got it.
And Nate Bowman, the freshman, now is back for Suburban. Ball goes to Dar, passes up. Rank gets the ball out to Ward, and right by Weinstein. Point Dallastown, 11-6. And talking to Coach Evans beforehand, he didn't want to mess around with anything. He wanted to come out and hopefully take care of business, but they're off to a slow start, so they got to get something to get them going. Good hands by Fry.
Well, he alluded to in that same conversation, I'll jump in here, that he was hoping not to repeat the way they ended the Red Lion match that we had earlier this year. Well, it looks like, unfortunately, and this environment can be a lot like, you and I always not dreaded because we loved honoring the seniors, but senior night was always a difficult night, especially the first set
Pumped
for the
up,
girls to
extra
refocus.
amusement,
Exactly. Maybe the same thing here. Unfortunately, these guys didn't know Clark, but nonetheless, it's still an emotional night and a lot of hype around it. So maybe they were, jump a little higher in warm-ups and that kind of stuff. I know how that goes. And maybe they just got to settle in, maybe settle down and make a couple plays, and then another one will spawn from that.
Well, yeah, plus you have a crowd that probably not used to playing this in front of this big of a crowd. So that's going to add a little bit to it as well, because the special occasions always bring out the extra people, which you would, we get a decent amount of support, I think, throughout our county. Obviously, teams like Central and Northeastern travel a little bit better than other teams, but I think as a whole, because we've had such good boys volleyball over the years, that it's been easy for our teams to get that support. So Rank serves the ball in the net, so that's a point to Coach Evans if you're keeping track at home.
That's right.
Timeout point, a service error after a point, after a timeout was always a coach's point in my eyes. And we got another net violation by Vakili, and it goes back over, so the net violation, or the service error, doesn't really hurt them any.
Cancel each other out.
So we're back to 13-7. Short floater going to the sideline. Ansel pushed the ball up to Vakili. Swings down the line, dug out by Fry. And then just out of bounds would be, I believe, the other Ward, Ben Ward. Yeah, we got to remember, folks, we got an Aaron Ward and a Ben Ward. They are brothers, both outside hitters, although both of them been hitting on the right side as well. So
I'm gonna make it a little easier. Just a simple, I think, either timing and or finish that swing, snap over top of it. It's hard to tell from this angle, but it may have been a little tight, so he wasn't able to finish that, the follow through on the swing. But regardless, I'm sure he'll hopefully make the correction next time his number's called. We'll find out here very shortly. Well,
big block there by Schultz, but
block.
it's dug out. Ward's going to push it over, goes right at the center, the smart play. Weinstein goes out to the outside. Blocker gets a hold of it. And this time,
Ben Ward gets it.
Firestone, who I believe Firestone did get some time last time, although I don't remember him seeing a lot of front row time.
No. Hey, how long's that been? 3 weeks, a month?
At least
almost
2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. No,
3
3 weeks.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So definitely things will change in
Lot
3
develops.
weeks. Another service error gives Suburban a point to make it 9-14. And as maybe not as well as they've played, they're really only one run from being right back in this match.
Sure.
But they do have a little bit of work to do here. So on Nicholas Bowman's serve, we get a block there out of Bowman and I believe it was Weinstein.
Yes. Yep.
So 10-14. Suburban back to serve. Goes to Dar again. Looks like they're trying to work on Dar a little bit. Swing gets blocked. They go back row to Vakili. Little ball gets blocked again. They're going outside. Firestone. And there's a net violation on,
Wow.
I believe that was on Ward.
Yes.
Thought I saw him hold
Ben
up
Ward.
3. So Ben Ward got that. And it makes it 11-14. So exactly what Suburban needed, they're starting to get here. Going after Dar again. Ward, an open shot down the line. That's the one that you see and realize, shoot, I should have hit that shot.
Absolutely. So not only are they trying to work Dar over, but that's also, that serve is only allowing Rank to get so far across the net. So they can't run a true middle. The blockers are a little more bunched up, and that's not leading to success for Dallastown. They're having to swing higher, try to avoid the block as opposed to hitting off of it or just through it or around it. So it's one of those deals that it's kind of a double-edged sword. Got a little bit of run out of it. Half the job's done. Now we'll see if Suburban can sit out here and get that run back.
So they get a good swing out of it. But then they're going back. We get the ball back to Weinstein. She hits a little roll shot. And we have another net violation. I think on the outside. I believe he held up for Dar there. That's one of the other things you like to do serve-receive-wise is if you have an outside hitter like Dar who wants to take a big approach, you make him make the pass and takes him
that up, yes,
out of his normal approach. And then there we have a net violation by Suburban.
There's a theme here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
There's a theme.
If you think about it, in boys ball, a lot of it is you block for a point. Girls ball, the block funnels, so you're going to see a few more net violations.
Sure.
And that's another one. Well, actually, only the first few on Suburban, so it's 16-13. Ball's out to Firestone again, and that's a good swing.
Now I understand why he's getting more front runner
Yep.
time than he did against Red Lion. Hey, congratulations. That's a great hit. Now sub out.
Now it's time to take a break.
Yeah, sit down.
And here comes Upadhyay, and I believe Upadhyay was getting some of the front row
thought
time.
it was,
So
yeah,
maybe
the opposite.
That's
Maybe
the situation that they've been
maybe
working
Jamie
on.
flip-flops it. And yeah.
So Upadhyay's back to serve at 14-16. One more run, and they're
Working
tied
Dar
up.
again.
Going after Dar. The ball looks like left a kind of a hole in the block there.
Yep.
And Aaron Ward went through the middle and got the easy kill to make it 17-14. As we have Jake Weinmiller back to serve again. Goes to Upadhyay. Ball's off target a little bit. Vakili. Dar gets a hand on it but can't really control much. It's over the net and out of bounds. Suburban now 15-17.
I think Dar got stuck in no man's land there in
Looked like,
defense.
yep.
Wasn't able to get back to his base position. Wasn't quite sure where he was. Oh, we
And
got a timeout.
And a
How about
timeout from
Dallastown?
Dallastown. So we got a 15-17 score for Suburban, now trailing by 2. So far, this has been about what we kind of expected. Maybe a few more early errors from each team, but kind of what we were hoping for when you come in with two teams that you don't have the outstanding kid like the Reese Devilbiss or the Cole Brohart. You have to count on more kids. And speaking of Reese, we might as well bring that out in case anyone didn't see that. Northeastern won Saturday's battle of the number ones, went up to Parkland and swept the Trojans in straight sets. Two good ones. I think it was a 23 and a 22, sandwiched around a 17, and apparently Reese had a pretty good night.
Made up for lost time when they lost to him at the Kohler.
Yep, and let's face it, Northeastern without Reese is a completely different team than Northeastern with.
Yes.
So Vakili dug out there by Fry. He goes up with the one hand as well.
Oh,
I have to say, I don't like the one hand reach. It's just, it causes to me, it makes you undisciplined, and it gives you an opportunity to make more errors.
Absolutely.
If you go up with two hands, you're going to reach like you normally do blocking wise, and so you don't make those kind of errors. So there we go, back to Schultz. Little back slide, although not a full slide.
I remember
off
that.
The 1 foot. And we got a
little bit different angle here, looking from the
different.
end line, so had to get re-familiarized with it.
There we go, back to Dar. Ball goes out
To Taroso.
to Taroso there. Vakili again. Now, that swing was caused by Fry. The last two or three swings, he was right where he needed to be, so Vakili felt like he had to go more on the
more
outside.
angle. Yep.
Causes the error, so that really it goes down as an error, but that's really a good thing that Dallastown did for themselves. Vakili dug out by Ward, kind of got handcuffed. Goes right side to Weinstein, puts the little drop in. So what's it feel to hit one of those, Chad? Because I've never been up high enough to hit one like that. How's
feels
that feel?
awesome, let me tell you.
I gotta think it's got to be one of those things that you go, man, do I love this game.
Yes.
And he went up the right way too. Wrist snap.
That's all you gotta
Maybe
do.
even not a fist. You don't have to do a fist, but just that wrist snap got him the point. Now he comes back with a good serve down the line. This time Dar's dug out. Ball goes out to Firestone. He's blocked. Ansel goes back to Weinstein. He looks for the short roll.
Oh,
Dug
nice
out.
dig, Rank. Nice dig.
Good
Peyton.
touch by Rank,
It's a good
but
touch.
Weinstein has to make sure he doesn't fall in love with the short shot and the easy shot, does he?
Because he did that at Red Lion.
Yep.
Became very predictable. I was going to say earlier, it kind of surprised me that Dallastown didn't have the scouting report to go after Weinstein because his serve receive wasn't exactly
And he did
stellar
struggle. Yeah,
up
he did
at,
struggle there
at
as
Red
well.
Lion. See if that progresses as the night goes on.
So they go after Dar again. They go back row to Ward, dug out by Ansel. Weinstein with the pass to the set outside. Firestone, left hand, sweeps it in, and that's something that I think can't be overrated. The ability to use your opposite hand when you are in a critical situation. You're kind of scrambling, and matter of fact, I just went over that with my team last week in club.
Nice.
Yep.
I think it was a
girls
bit
aren't used to that.
bit of a trap set, and Ben Ward just didn't seal his right hand, and looking over after the point, Coach Dar stepping in, hey, you got to close that hand. That's got to be what, that right hand has to be closed because either looking for a tool out down the line or coming on that angle. You don't turn that hand, makes yourself an easy deflection on.
So there, Vakili had a chance to give Suburban its first lead of the night and served it in the net. So Dallastown is now up 20-19. Ball goes back to Ward. Two-hand tip from the back row has got to be dug, I think. I think that's one that would frustrate Coach Evans.
Yes.
You've got to read that because he dropped his hands for the tip very early. So you as the libero, Bowman there, has to really anticipate that and push in. So it's 21-19. Firestone passes right to target. They finally, what's that? I need a second swing for Schultz tonight, second or third. You know, you got a big weapon like that. You got to figure out a way to get him the ball, and there he first swing sign out for 2021.
Been horrible that he can't get it to him.
Sometimes you just have to force it to establish him as a force.
We'll see if the evil genius Jamie Evans, if that was a strategy or if it just kind of happens that way.
Great save there by Weinstein to keep the ball alive. He goes back. Weinstein with the big swing. Great touch.
I like it. Great point, boys.
Ball's over by Rank. Going to go quick. No, they're going to go outside.
And why not? He is on fire.
And the best part about that play was the middle from Suburban had to stay with Schultz, giving a split to the outside, and Firestone ripped the seam to make it 21-21. Suburban now a chance to take their first lead of the game.
Ooh. Oh. Little home net advantage.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, you don't want to live by that play, but you take it when it happens.
You do not want that. And here a timeout by Coach Starr at 22-21. Now, they were talking internationally about possibly taking that away. Have you heard anything more about that?
That kind of fell along the wayside, and the conversation then went to no open hand serve receive.
Oh.
Because the great big huge guys and women that play internationally, easy float serve, or even some of the top spin jump serves that are coming at traveling at 80, 90 miles an hour. They are so strong they could it might as well just be a free ball pass up to the setter. They've since done away with that. There's so many ideas being thrown around. Personally, again, I'll say it. I've said it time and time. Let's leave it alone for a couple years and let the game figure out where it needs to be. You know, and then the other part, again, I've been saying for years and years, we don't always have to do what internationally does, whether it's high school, college, or club. Let's make volleyball in America, volleyball in America. It doesn't need to be totally different, but let's figure out what works for us and the players that play it here.
So Bowman back to serve. He gets the ball to Dar again. Dar gets a big swing that Vakili saves, goes out to Firestone, takes a little off, roll shot. Ward digs it, but it goes over. And Suburban back from the depths, 23-21. This is the kind of momentum, if you finish this out, can crush an opponent and give you the confidence to kind of pretty much do anything you want. So
100%.
Bowman at 23-21. They are going at Dar again. Ball goes back to Bixler. And the combination of Bowman, Weinstein, I think Weinstein probably got most of that.
Weinstein camped in on him.
Looked like he kind of reached into the seam.
Trying to hit that short angle, yep.
So we got a 24-21 game point. First game point for Suburban. Ward takes the ball. They get the ball to, the other Ward. And a lift is called by the up official to give Dallastown a 25-21 victory in game one here at York Suburban. We'll be right back, folks, after this break.
Well, you mentioned about going to him.
All right, and here we are, folks, back there. Man, that was a quick. I don't think they took the full 3 minutes, did they?
I don't think so.
Seemed like they were right back out there. So Schultz
If they did,
opens
maybe
up.
we did.
I say we wanted the 3, but Schultz got the first swing there. Ansel digs it out. Weinstein gets a hold of the ball. Vakili dug out again by Fry. He's got that angle down. There, Dar goes to the back row, and the ball is in, and it's 1-1. So now the question is, how does Dallastown respond, having lost a sizable lead? Not huge, but big enough that a team of their quality should have closed that one out.
Whether he's figured out on his own or not, Dylan Fry, I think, has Vakili's number. Vakili's got to find something different than just that straight power angle.
Yes, he does. There he went for it.
They got him on the right side, too.
And that was Dar and Drew Scott on that block. So it's 2-1. Schultz, a double-handed push from about 3 feet above the net. I guess it worked. It worked. Got the kill. I'd rather see my 6'6" middle crushing the ball, but
yes.
Sometimes
I'll tell you what, the blocker definitely wasn't expecting it.
He was not. That's for sure. So it's 2-2. Vakili back to serve again. Dar.
Still working Dar.
Rank pushes it out, goes low. Ball's dug out by Firestone. They go to Schultz again, slowed the ball up. Rank goes back out to Dar. Down the line, Ansel gets a touch on it, but nothing to control it. And it's 3-2. 3-2 Dallastown, yeah.
Dallastown.
I forgot Dallastown was on this side. I'm looking, wait, these guys.
Wait, you guys are messing with me.
What,
I think
what's
that's
going
a
on
play
here?
where Ansel gets his right foot on the line. He might get a little better read on that ball and able to get a better play on it.
Yep. Suburban struggling there with that serve, so we go free ball over. Darth, a little roll shot, dug out by Bowman. They go back row to, or back, I should say, to Weinstein. He digs it out. Firestone again, off the top of the block. Ball goes out to Dar again. Low. Looked like ball was a little low. He was expecting something a little bit high.
And inside.
And inside, so 3-3 is the score. So at this point, Dallastown has to kind of, in my eyes, I would tell them, game's over, we move on. You know, now you got to play 4 games if you want to win this match.
Exactly.
You can't worry about what's already happened.
Set. Yeah.
So Rank goes out to Dar. Dar dug out by Vakili, slowed up by the good block. I think Firestone really wanted that one. After the last couple that he blasted, I think he really wanted a big one and never had a chance.
No. And the worst part is for him is Bixler was a little late getting there, and I think had a little bit of a weak left-hand block. If he could have put it over the net, it very well could have tooled and gone out of bounds and benefited him. Oh,
there, Ansel off.
Play by
what
Ansel.
A great play. Just keeping that ball alive.
Court awareness.
Serve goes off. There the ball's taken over by
court
Rank.
Awareness.
Ward, that's Aaron Ward out of the back row. Vakili out of the back row. Rank goes outside. Dar again. Dug out by Bowman. Ansel goes out, and that's a nice job by Taroso knowing exactly where he was, because in that quickness, a lot of people would have played it, but I think he realized, saw the antenna, knew the ball was going to be out, so he let it go. And Dallastown has a 5-3 lead. And he responds with a net out of, or serve out of bounds, and it's 4-5.
Very spirited serve out of bounds.
Very spirited.
Give him that for
credit
going.
for that, yep. So Weinstein back to serve at 4-5.
Rank over having a conversation with the R1, Steve Covert. Have to find out what that was all about this weekend. Dar lands and looks at his father like, okay, we'll take the net.
Yeah,
that
ball was going 3 or 4 feet out of bounds. So bailed out. Little Dar was bailed out by the net violation for Suburban. So Dallastown is up 6-4. Going at Weinstein this time.
Maybe
they're listening. Firestone.
Maybe they're listening to our broadcast as we go.
They might, or maybe they finally decided, hey, you know what? Let's use a scouting report here. I mean, who knows? I mean, we shouldn't make comments like that. You know, they're doing what they need to do, and
that's it.
Just because we see it doesn't mean it has to happen that way.
It's easy to sit up here.
That's exactly right.
Right, Mike.
We both sat down there long enough to know we don't.
Right, Tony Kornheiser, who's ragging on those NBA officials after that last night.
Tony.
It happens.
Oh, and that's Ben Ward off the antenna to tie it up at 6-6.
A little too much line. It looks like everybody's trying to hit line. I think after the Suburban block may have caught the eye of the Dallastown coaching staff, and maybe they're going to try to tool that block. But Suburban says, we'll just pull it in just a little bit and let you make your own mistakes.
That's a good swing by Bixler, get the side out, and looked like the block was a little early, kind of went over top of him.
Yeah.
So one of the strategies we're seeing from Suburban is go after the one player. Have you ever had to been that one player that's going to have to receive everything, and how do you make adjustments mentally? Like, how do you handle that?
I'll tell you what, it's one of those things I did at college during the fall season. We went and played.
I just got to talk a great touch
Yes.
by Rank to keep that ball alive. So.
Yeah, but you know what? For all the Dallastown faithful and his dad watching, I'm sure that's nothing unusual. That young man plays with a whole lot of heart. I always like to point out when that happens. Yeah, at college, I was a team captain and the go-to player, and we played number one, the college club number one ranked team, Texas A&M. And I had to go to the setter, who was my roommate, and say, listen, find someone else. And we went to our right side, and it worked. And then no sooner we started going to the right side, they started keying in on him, then we could play the game back and forth. So I think if either of these teams can figure that out, I think they'll be okay. They might gain the advantage.
So it's an 8-7 score for Suburban. And we have the youngest Bowman back to serve. Goes flat floater, again, Dar. See, that's one thing you could do is just pass the target all the time, and if they want to keep giving it to you,
that helps a little bit.
Do that. Now, Taroso on a back row attack was way out of bounds. I don't even know if he realized he was. I think he stayed back row, didn't he?
Yeah, didn't get his elbow up. It was just, I think, one of those. I really don't believe he expected the ball. I've not seen Dallastown play, but the look of that swing was. Oh, there it is.
So Ben Ward gets the swing. It's Rank. I'm sorry. Saw the ball coming over. Vakili going hard angle again. He just keeps going angle. But his approach almost forces him to go angle all the time, doesn't it?
Yes. He does take a very wide swing. The problem with the to come line there, it's got to be a high enough set. Otherwise, you're bouncing off the tape because as physically speaking, the net gets lower, quote unquote, as it goes from you. A lower ball will go over the net as the further across the court you aim. So the net right in front of you, you've got to reach higher. So it's got to be the right ball for him to be able to try that line shot on.
I got to remember that, physically speaking.
Physically. I'm not quite sure how to say that appropriately, so that's just what worked.
Who knows? I got the point. Everybody else probably got the point.
That's why Tom and I work so well, folks. Known each other for 18 years now, so you kind of learn each other.
So Suburban go on the violation by Dallastown, goes up 10-9. Ansel back to set again.
Or
Fry
serve.
Right to target, or serve, yeah. And he's got to do some setting, too.
Yeah, once or twice. Here he goes.
Great dig. Goes out. Vakili goes with the left. Rank goes right side.
That's a good call.
And he's under before the ball falls. That's the call, folks. If the ball is down before he's under, then it's okay. But he was definitely under. The ball was still kind of at the net level or dropping, so that would be a point for Suburban.
And I want to call out Coach Dar, and I want to call out first Coach Rank, because obviously Coach Rank keeps Coach Dar involved. Again, not seeing Dallastown this year. He looked at the team and said, that's my job to question those calls.
Yep.
You play the game. I respect that. I respect Coach Rank and Coach Dar for that.
Too many people get involved to kids instead of just playing volleyball. That's your job to play. So.
And the unfortunate part for these young men is I don't think they know who Steve Covert is. Steve's one of those that'll card them right away and then say, do you want to ref? Because I'll come play.
And here's a little early mini run for Dallastown, and there you saw at least 1 point bounce off the divider and come back that Dallastown wasn't ready for. And unfortunately, those are the things that you have to be prepared for, and you can only prepare so much because you can't really simulate, okay, we're just going to throw this ball off because it hits and comes back at you, and you're not expecting it because you were the one that played the ball. Well, I can't play it a second time because that means I'm double contact. So,
which I don't know many of the rules of the game, but I know that one. That's not allowed.
So Suburban looking to try to capitalize a little bit here, up 13-9. And this has been off of Ansel's serve, so he's doing a nice job here. And really, it hasn't been terrible passing from Dallastown. They just need to get in system a little bit, make one play, and kind of get that good feeling back. And as we've talked before, momentum is such a huge thing when it comes to
I think I might be
volleyball.
inclined to go with Aaron Ward, but he sets the middle. That works out.
And there, Vakili took a little off finally. Instead of that hard angle, even went a little bit more of an angle, but took a little bit off to score the point and get the 14-9. I almost almost said score the ball, and I hate that phrase in the NBA, and I will never say that. And if I do,
wow.
I'll give you my paycheck for this one. But I'm not going to do it this time. So on that one, Aaron Ward got the tool shot.
Great tool off of Keeley.
That's the tool shot I wish more kids would hit, especially, and I'm not trying to be sexist, I think girls need to learn that tool shot. They learn that tool shot, and you're unbeatable.
Yes.
Absolutely unbeatable.
Because the average girl does do the straight up and down block, reach higher and not over. Average.
That set right there is the set I think also more kids should do. It's not a great set when you have a big middle like Schultz, and you can put the ball there. You could see Ansel just pushed it quick. Schultz was ready. Block wasn't. Easy kill, and Suburban's back with the serve at 15-10. Going back to Dar. Dar with the big swing. Bowman's on it, but can't bring it up, and it's a first swing side out for Dallastown, and it's now 11-15.
Tell you what, I like the diversity in Dar. I've never seen him play before, so he's bringing some good, smart shots, and again, showing that his years and years of experience while hanging out with Dad or just playing in general. Showing that that's
he played
a
little bit last year in our broadcasts,
right.
But it was mostly I think as a defensive player. So, but he could hit outside. So the service error makes it 16-11, and pretty much Dallastown says, well, you know what, we can run that same middle.
Sure.
So we do the same thing with Bixler. Rank pushes the ball right to him.
So I've never been a setter.
Attack.
Is that one of those where when you see the competition do it, you possibly say, wait, I haven't done that recently,
we can do
and then
that.
you do it?
I know
Does
one
that
thing.
happen? You
does,
said
yes.
I don't.
It does happen when you see the dump. If you watch one dump and it gets dug out,
you'll
see the next setter dump too.
It drives me crazy.
That one might be one where he just said, oh yeah, I haven't done it for a while. So there's another good tool shot by Firestone.
Yes.
So it's that's the funny part. Like that's the stage I'm at right now is I love coaching the mental game and how do you work through those kind of things. And obviously at this level you got a lot. These teams probably physically match up very well. The question is, how do they perform mentally? And right now, Suburban, coming off that big comeback, has done a really nice job and actually established an even bigger lead, now up 18-12, excuse me.
You know what, I've thrown enough recognition out to the players, the referees, the line judges. I want to say something to the fans. Quick ball right to the setter, popped it up. I didn't hear a single thing out of anyone about a double or a lift.
Oh, yeah, none of that stuff.
I love it. Let's just play the game. Let these young men determine what's going on. That's how Steve Kerbert's going to ref. Bill Reisinger's getting there.
Yep.
He's a fine referee in York County. I think we're going to let them play and let them decide what's going on.
And there's another great set from Rank to Bixler, which obviously they've developed a pretty nice connection here. So we have an 13-18 deficit. Dar serves to Vakili. Ansel digs it up or tips it over. It's dug out. Ben Ward. To dig over. Oh, we're getting a little bit lazy now, folks. A lot of one-arm stuff. Dar free balls it over. Weinstein to Ansel. Ansel goes out to Firestone. Dug out. It was in the seam, so Dar gets the dig. That ball's inside. Dug up. Ball goes out to Ward. A nice easy block. Weinstein up and out of the way. Vakili from the back row. Dug out. Rank takes it over. Ansel a little bit low, but the ball is blocked. Weinstein goes for the push shot on two, but they're there. Dar gets the swing out of the back row. I feel like I've been talking for 10 minutes.
Because you have.
And there is a touch on that
off
one.
The block. Very good.
And lines person, Nate Cousins. And Brian Kaufman got that. And as did both officials as well. So when all four get it, folks, it's pretty much a touch.
Yeah.
So that point goes to Suburban at 19-13 in game two.
Man, you're on your pennies now.
Yes, I am. Pass, Rank goes to back row. Taroso dug out. Upadier playing some nice defense back there. And that's the first time Fry has been out of position. Vakili took advantage of it, got the point, and is now 20-13 and forces a Dallastown timeout.
So I definitely think after watching that back row attack by Taroso, the one that we thought he got surprised by, it definitely appears that was the case. So in this timeout, I got to believe that Coach Dar might be, he looks a little calm. I think it might be one of those where you make a snap decision and say, okay, am I going to be rough here? Am I going to be gentle?
Tough or I'm going to be easy?
Exactly. Looks like he's just
white hat, black hat.
Right,
white hat,
right.
black
Looks
hat.
like he's wearing the white hat right now, and he is just directing his team, coaching simple little things here and there. He was pointing towards the right side. not knowing exactly what he's saying, but being very concise in his instruction, speaking to individuals now. I like
That's
it.
what I was
Doing a
saying
great job, Coach Rank. Whatever you've done to help him. Not that Mike Dar, the Mike Dar I know, ever needed any coaching counseling. Because I remember when I first got into coaching, he was a very feared coach, and as his program was.
and a good official too. I always liked having Mike as an official. So, bad pass. Dar takes the swing, dug out by Vakili. They go back to Vakili off the top, dug out again by Dar. Rank tries to push it out, gets the ball to Ben Ward.
A lot of two-hand.
.21, I believe they called in the net there.
Two.
Two?
Yeah, on the block. He went up to block the setter dump.
I say, Ansel looked as if he'd never even touched it. I would have called it on Ansel from what I was looking at. But he looked like,
from this angle,
I didn't touch it. So it's 21-13. Dar passes the target. Again, the ball goes out. Dug out, and Vakili again goes for the big swing. Don't think it ever cleared, to be honest with you.
Nate Bowman, that was a great, again, court awareness, keeping your eyes. It sounds silly, but your eyes on the ball. It's very easy when you're making that transition to look away from the ball. If you keep your eyes on the ball, you're able to see that tip, play that ball, keeps the play alive. They had the chance to win the point until the unmentionable.
Isaac Corning in off the bench for his first action of the night. Nice flat floater. Vakili with the left hand to keep it up. Rank goes back row. Taroso dug out by Bowman. Weinstein brings it in. A nice bettering of the ball. Bringing it in the middle. So Dallastown. Great play by Vakili, just hanging in the air there. So they keep the ball alive. They go quick again. Out of bounds by the other Bowman. I got to remember. Wait, Nate Bowman. Man, too many brothers here. I kind of like just going by last names.
Messing with
when you start throwing in those double names, I tend to get a little bit slow.
Well, in Bowman family, we hope Nate is okay.
That's one of those.
Because kind of like John Jay the other night, Nate's got to work tonight.
Nate's got to work tonight. There's a good swing by Ward again on the outside. Vakili goes sharp angle. And there, Dar, having played mostly in the 6, switched over to the 5, while the libero, Fry, was on the bench waiting to come in. And sure enough, was inside too far. Point for Suburban at 22-15. And after having a slow start in this game, have kind of turned it up a little bit. And now looking to kind of finish off game 2. Ward one-on-one, dug out, but it's going to go too far out. Again, Nate Bowman, sorry about that. Nate Bowman got a touch on it, but couldn't control it. And we have Rank back to serve at 16-22. Needs a look. One little run gets them back into it, like we talked about in game 1.
I think we've seen this situation in the first set, huh?
Yes, we have.
See if Dallastown can respond the same way York Suburban did.
And there's a great solo block by Taroso. That's the kind of thing that if you can make one play and then another and you build, all of a sudden now Suburban starts tipping, makes life a little bit easier.
I'll tell you what, that's a disappointing play because that's one, in my opinion, and this is what I hate when I play. My teammates won't mind me calling it out because they call it out on me and it works. But where Patier has to be expecting that ball to come back. Vakili had a good enough swing. The ball got high enough. They should have been able to keep that ball alive off. I mean, it was a pretty loopy ball off the block. Should have been able to keep that alive and at least someone get another swing on it, whether it be Vakili or not. But that's team volleyball, and that's where that has to come into play. When you're here in this position, you're home, you push to win the first set, you're trying to push to win the second set with a comfortable lead. That's the kind of play that has to happen instinctively.
Yep. So it's 22-17, game 2. That was a timeout for Suburban. Probably a quick one, but I think Jamie looking at it saying, hey, we don't want to let any momentum get built up.
Let's not lose this, exactly.
So we're going to call a timeout. He has 2 because he didn't use one yet.
Right.
So now he has 1, so he still has 1 if it gets even tighter. So at 22-17, he wants to see kind of what they're going to do, and he's going to go down the line to Bowman. Bowman passes, ball off net. Weinstein with the swing from the back row. Rank goes out to Ward again, and Ben Ward puts it away. So it's 18-22. Again, one more run gets that run going, and then you never know what's going from there. A run for us, folks, has always been three serves from the same guy. That's what we call a run. So, unfortunately, look at a bad toss. Never got high enough for him really to get it over.
That may have been a bad everything.
So,
not one you'll see out of Rank very often, I would venture a guess.
No, I would definitely say you're not going to see that too often.
I'm sure Dad's probably gritting his teeth as he watches that right now.
So there we got Ward, a touch off of Vakili.
Yep.
And that's one of those where it wasn't obvious, but linesperson got it right away. And, of course, Covert looked to him and knew that that's a hard one to call, isn't it? The one right in front of you most of the time.
You better believe it, because what you're trying to do is the other one there is get a snapshot. Think about a picture, a freeze frame of that split second when it happens.
And it is a split second.
And that's where Nate Cousins, former Suburban hitter, he's taken advantage of that exact play from the hitter side and been taken advantage of by the blocker. He knew what to look for in that moment.
And there Vakili comes through with the first swing side out to make it 24-19. So Suburban looking at their first game point here in the second game.
See if he brings.
Going to go jump floater as usual. Going to go to Dar again. Rank pushes, good change of, like the reverse flow there, folks.
Very good.
That's what we call reverse flow. Your body, the ball's going one way, push the ball the opposite way. And you have to be, let's face it, you got to be good as somebody like Rank there who can really get away with that. Because if you don't, it's going to be called for a carry most of the time. So good pass brings Schultz into the offense. And Suburban closes out game 2 at 25-20. Here on their home floor. So we'll be right back in a moment here, folks, from York Suburban with game 3. All right, people, we are back here at Suburban for game 3. Suburban riding the crest of that first game comeback to grab game 2 at 25-20. They now lead the visiting Wildcats 25-21, 25-20. So it's been competitive games, but I think just a little bit of that, they took a little bit of the heart out of Dallastown's effort with that comeback. And then even though they started off well, Suburban came back very quickly in that first game, and now the pressure's on Dallastown. And Rank starts off with a good play, takes the ball, dumps it off the block for a 1-0 lead. And of course, Suburban can't think it's done either.
Right. Not quite the traditional joust, but effective nonetheless.
But it worked.
More of that one-arm stuff that you and I, neither one of us like.
Upade with the pass. Ansel outside. There, he finally went away from the hard angle, went more for the deeper angle, and Vakili scores to make it 1-1.
Yeah, instead of going that hard 5 shot, he's now trying to find that seam between the 5 and 6 defensive positions. Makes it a little more difficult, even if they were in the right position. 2 players converging on the same ball as opposed to the 1 player in 5 being able to step in and play the ball on his own.
Good play by Vakili and Bowman to keep it up, and then Schultz kind of got trapped, and when the ball came back at him, he had to use his hands not in a great manner, and good call by Mr. Covert there to make it 2-1 Dallastown.
I think it's tight, but he and I will discuss that later.
Ansel goes back to Vakili, another change of direction, not the traditional one. Fry puts the ball up to Ward in the middle, dug out by Bowman. Ball goes up. So we got 2-2.
Vakili's back to serve. See if he goes with a little jump serve, little jump float at Dar. Yep. Use his hands. Rank pushes it back out. The Dar. Oh, he really wanted to jack that down the line.
Yes, he did. Goes back row to Vakili. Vakili dug out by Fry. That's a great swing. We're going back row again. Ward digs that up. Schultz using the hands. Firestone using the left hand, not well.
I think Schultz kind of got away with a net violation as he landed from that block. So it probably works out that Dallastown won that point anyway.
So we got a 3-2 score for Dallastown. Fry back to serve, hits the jump floater. Ball's kept alive. Firestone just free balls it over. We go back row to Ward again, and he's been almost, well, probably more successful with the off speed out of the back row than he has the regular swings. That tells you that Suburban's not making an adjustment to something he's doing.
Exactly, yes. And Coach Evans is up at Firestone because he's the one that's got to see that as the offside blocker. If he's not going to pinch in and triple block that, he's got to drop off and be ready to play that short tip.
There they go to Schultz, and Schultz hitting at an angle completely down on top of Dar.
Yeah, poor
Shoots
Dar.
the ball, lands into the stands, and gives Suburban a point to make it 3-4.
A noticeable height difference between
Just
the two,
a little
even
bit.
from up atop of the tall bleachers here.
Just a little bit. So Dar passes the target. Ben Ward again out of the back row. 5-3 Dallastown.
In my opinion, I think Ansel's got to be more willing to step in and take that. Can Vakili be in a better position? Yes, but Ansel has to be willing to just flow right smoothly through there, play that ball up. Smart.
Good set by Ansel, goes right side to Weinstein. A little tight, but all he did was tool the block, and he's good to go.
But that's the opportunity that I think that Weinstein needs to take there. He's been that smart shot player, and you alluded to it earlier in the night that you hope he didn't become that, only that. He proved there that he will take the swing, which then the block has to prepare differently for him.
So now we've just turned into a back row only battle there, folks. 3 straight back row swings.
And all Aaron Ward show all the time. All Aaron Ward all the time.
And Firestone does barely hit that ball out, but it is out. Ball was called instantly out, and that makes it 6-4. So it'd be interesting to see if Dallastown could get a bit of a lead here and put Suburban in a hole. How would they react? When we saw it in the first game, how would Dallastown play finally, from ahead again? How would they react to leading the game? So Bowman passed the target. Ansel doesn't have to move. Firestone dug out by Fry. Goes back out to Ben Ward, who just very workmanlike. I like that swing. It's not fancy, gets the job done, and right now their job is to score points, try to build up a lead, and try to see if they can snag a game here and make it a little more interesting. So
build
it's
their
7-4.
confidence, yes.
Dallastown. Back row, dugout. Bowman dug out there. Weinstein digs the ball up. He's going to go to Firestone on the outside. Dar digs it. Rank tips it over. Ansel goes back row again to Vakili. Goes to the corner, but Fry digs it. Going back row again to Dar. Great dig by Weinstein. We're keeping alive. We're seeing some nice rallies here. Really good rallies.
Yeah,
Great
for all those
defense.
people that say there isn't volleys in boys or men's volleyball.
Just watch the last few minutes. We've had two really good volleys.
Those two.
That one finished off by Ben Ward with the swing into the seam of the block to make it 8-4.
I'll tell you what, I was interested to see when Dar went into the back row, whether the strategy was going to be all back row just to Ward, or if it was going to be to Aaron Ward or all back row to the outsides in that 6th position, and now they're doing it to Dar as well. So maybe that's a change in strategy for Dallastown that they, hey, if we're going to get blocked, let's at least get it from the back row so we might have a little more time to get the cover.
There we had an overlap on Suburban. I believe Firestone or Ansel were out of the way, and then Ansel tried to dump the ball over, and that gets blocked, and all of a sudden, Dallastown's up 10-4.
Great timeout by Jamie Evans. See Ansel disgusted, teammates trying to go talk to him, and he's shoving him away.
Yeah, that's...
You got to take that timeout.
From your setter, you'd hope your setter would react a little bit better from that, and I know it's 2 bad plays in a row, but, you got to remember you're the team leader, so your job is to go out there and run the team and not show... matter of fact, I like when my setters don't show any emotion. They stay nice and calm and cool, like some of the setters we've seen here.
So I want to give a shout out to Suburban's team hydration specialist, Trent Weinstein. I think he may have just taken one off the head when he was trying to get in there. When they were discussing who needed to be where, I think he may have taken one off the head. And never mind the fact that that little carrier is probably about 2/3 of his body weight. So
yeah, when you have
Trent's doing a job down there that nobody else wants to do.
Little zero down there. You got to like anybody with the title team hydration specialist.
Foot fault on Dar coming out of the timeout.
That would be in our old system. That would be a fine for the team.
Yes.
You and I would be getting either a bag of chips or our favorite candy bar from a player if they did that, because that is one of those 100% you never do things.
Yes.
Especially, a foot fault of all things.
There's been a rash of them this year in male volleyball. Drove me nuts at the college level.
I can imagine, because they're going up and ripping. And here Upadhyay gets the floater in, and Dallastown hits the ball into the middle of the net, and all of a sudden, 6-10.
6-10, and again, another simple run away from where Suburban wants to be.
Dar past the target, Rank pushes it out to Ward. I think he got most of that.
Most of chest or hands,
face kind of thing, because the head didn't snap back, but
not quite like the one we had last week.
Nope. But it does look like Ward's kind of checking it out just to see what happens, and they are going to take him out in the back row here just to double check. And coming in off the bench, we've got
Paul Ohm. That's it.
Paul
I thought I remembered his name being Paul.
And the ball's over. Ohm playing 6. This time Ward gets shut down by Ansel on a... There was a second block there, but that was all Ansel.
Yeah.
That was all Ansel. And that makes it 7-11 with Nate Bowman, the freshman, stepping back to serve again. One little run, and we're back into a pretty tight game. Flat floater goes at Dar again.
Little corkscrew on that ball.
Ward goes very short. Ansel digs it out. Schultz steps in, gets the ball to Vakili. Vakili did a nice job of broad jumping in that ball. It looked like he took off a little bit deeper than he wanted to, but was able to keep his momentum going forward and still contact it at a high point.
I miss being young.
Yeah, you used to be able to do it. I could never do something like that. So it's 8-11. Suburban trailing. Nate Bowman up to serve again. Goes to the seam there. I like that serve, kind of going to the seam between two passers. Taroso dug out by Upadhyay. One-on-one block there. And
Drew Scott.
Mr. Drew Scott there gets his name mentioned and into the stat sheet for the solo block to get the ball back to Dallastown. 12-8. Dallastown with the lead, looking to try to get this game into an extra game, as we like to call it.
Extra game.
Upadhyay to target. Vakili one-on-one. One-on-one, and you're going to give him any kind of angle. He's probably going to hit that. Even if somebody's there, he's going to get enough on it to knock you off balance and get the point. So 9-12, Suburban trailing. Ansel back to serve. Goes at Fry. Ball goes up. Taroso again. Vakili saves the ball off the ceiling. Ball's taken over. Ben Ward goes down the line.
Saw that developing. Vakili was a little early on his transition. I'm going to guess at the coaching staff, whether Coach Evans or someone else, really getting on. I've seen their right side and their outsides really get a lot more aggressive getting to the line and sealing that block off. Vakili was a little earlier than he needed to be. It led to that hole in the block.
And that one was a little bit too close for comfort. That serve, it was out.
Yeah.
And even Vakili had to kind of have a little bit of smile because I think he realized it was a lot closer than he originally thought it was.
A little bit. Yeah. Yep.
So it's 10-13. Suburban still trailing by 3. Goes down the line. Fry to target. They go back row again.
How many times is that ball going to drop? Get him, Coach Evans. Get him.
I think even Jamie's getting a little frustrated with that.
That's like 3 or 4.
What's that? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yes.
Fool me 8 times, and I need to get another defensive player in there.
Yeah.
I think that's the old Lincoln phrase. Overpass goes to Dar. He wanted to bury it. Hit the top of the net. It goes as a kill, folks. I don't care if it hits the net, ends up in the net, or ends up in the stands like that one. If it hits inside 10-foot line, it goes as a single kill.
You better believe it.
There are no style points here. So Fry passes, so we go libero to libero. There we get Weinstein coming from the left side, or right side, excuse me, to make it 11-15. And
that's
Bowman's
vintage
back.
Weinstein. That's from Pop on the bench. That's just do what I got to do to get the job done. Always hated playing against Matt Weinstein. He was that blue-collar worker that just never stopped trying.
Yep.
Yes, Rudy-ish.
You are not going to outwork me is basically what he was one of his
but he was
mantras.
Good at it.
And he was good.
As well.
Oh, yeah. And there the hitting error by Dar brings Dallastown to 12-15, or is it 13? They have 12.
Yep.
So I guess it was it 10-15?
I don't know. Scores.
I thought it was
one
13.
last thing I ever pay attention to.
Well,
12-16. Buddha's down
16-12.
there.
Buddha's down there. He's got it under control. I'm not worrying about it.
Plus, I believe parents would probably let us know if it were supposed to be 13.
And I'm sure somebody else, like somebody on the bench, might have said, "Hey, I think it should be something else." So, Caruso, that ball might have been going out.
Might have been.
Weinstein goes high off the block.
Says, "I'm going to call my own number." Hey, you're going to play the ball. It's going to be out of bounds, etc. I don't disagree with that call.
I might as well go ahead and take the swipe at it.
Yep. That's the old doubles call. Out unless you want to hit.
13-16.
Oh,
Bixler, a little bit of a waffle there.
Yep.
And Weinstein went at Ward on that one.
Tell you what, though, you can't be too disappointed with that if you're Coach Dar or Coach Rank. You know, that corner's wide open. That deep proof that no one's going to be there. Now just find the court. That back row, they're really working it. Yeah, that two-handed thing's only going to last so long.
Well, and you could see people crashing in, but pretty much Nate Bowman just said, yeah, you know what? I don't need to worry about tipping. I'm covering a tip. I got this one. And it's 15-16. Dallastown down, or now just up by 1. Dar goes cross court. Ball goes back out to Firestone. He takes a little roll shot.
Smart.
Goes back row to Ward. Ansel again with the block. Ties it up at 16-16.
Now I want to say
we got us a 9-point game, folks. A 9-point game to 9. It appears timeout for Dallastown.
That if Aaron Ward, if he can figure out a way to find another angle, he keeps trying to hit to his left, our right, towards position 1, and they're just playing that. They're blocking that angle. Uh-oh. You've been calling him backwards.
I've been switching them around. It's been Aaron Ward hitting the whole time, and I've been saying Ben Ward. Jeez.
Sorry about that, boys.
Man, sorry about that to the Ward family.
We appreciate
I'm an idiot. I know that.
You can extend
Everybody
to us.
knows that. Everybody that knows me knows I'm an idiot, so I apologize. At least what was it last year? I was saying something wrong, and we got a text message to a fan from I think the fan was in Vegas or Chicago or something saying they're using the wrong boy's name.
So our
blunder is not nearly as
we're decreasing them exponentially.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So sorry about that, Aaron Ward. It is 16-16 coming out of the timeout. Weinstein back to serve, trying to extend his lead. Drops a little short ball in there. Rank takes it over. Weinstein goes outside. Firestone with the rip. I don't think there was a touch. Looked like it went right around the block.
I thought I heard it, but not one of those I saw.
But
so
nobody called it, and that would have been one you probably would have called immediately, I think.
Yeah, I would think so.
So it's 17-16. Jamie Evans just says, all right, we'll get the ball right back. Weinstein passes to Ansel. Goes outside. Firestone takes a little off. Dar digs it up. They go out to Mr. Ward again. That would be Aaron Ward. He gets the kill off the block.
Now, it worked out for him, but a situation where, and I think we commented about the knee pads and all that last week. It drives me crazy to see these kids without knee pads on. If he'd have had knee pads, he would have gladly played that ball a little better, that pass, gone down, slid on it, wouldn't have hurt nearly as much. It would have been a better play. Call me old school.
Yep,
maybe
you
just
are
old.
Well, we're both old school,
Okay.
so. Suburban struggling there to just keep it alive. Free balls it over and out of bounds. And what was a 16-16 game is now 19-16. And my guess is Coach Evans is contemplating when to burn that second time out.
When do I pull the trigger? Yeah. Although a simple single play puts them down 2, an easy run, they got the lead.
And there, Rank takes the first ball. Ward pushes it up. Dar takes it over. Weinstein takes it over his head. He gets the ball to Bowman, who was early and could pretty much do, the only thing he could do was a bit of a tip, and that fell in, and it is now 17-19.
Upadhyay stepping in.
And our favorite name, Upadhyay, back. How is it I can get Upadhyay right, but I can't get Ben and Aaron Ward? Well, that's, oh well. Got to move on.
It's the joy that's us.
Yep. Upadhyay back, flat floater, goes right at Taroso. Dug out, Bixler with the tip. They go inside to a kick. A kick
Nice.
and a kick saving a beauty, folks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a painful
So
one.
that goes back to that more recent addition as a rule that you can use your feet. So
Yeah.
I think it was Dar that got that one, didn't he?
Yep.
And they
Yep.
kept it alive, but unfortunately Taroso, in an effort to take it over,
Can you kick it?
double contacted it, making it 18-19.
Yes, I can.
And it is Upadhyay back
Oh.
serving, just misses
Couldn't
long.
have been much. Couldn't have been
Score
much.
is now 18-20.
So we'll see how Dallastown does with the lead. New suspect, Zach Hobbs, into the match to serve. Oh, looked like it was going to be a pretty nice.
Looked like a little bit of a topspin there.
Yeah, a little aggressive.
So the serving substitution doesn't quite work out. Toss looked a little low for a topspin.
Yes.
So Suburban back now at 19-20. Nate Bowman to serve, looking to try to tie it up. First tie in a long time. And there, it looked like Rank just outreached him, and Rank outreached the 6'6" middle. That's either something really good for Rank or something not so good for Schultz. I'll let everybody else decide that.
There you go.
As we're going to make it 21-19, Rank back to serve. Flat floater out to Weinstein. Ball goes out to Vakili again, high off the block, slowed up. Dar, perfect pass to target. One hand set. Ward takes it over. Ansel with the two-hand dump. Dig up by Rank. Taroso takes it over. Going out to Vakili. That's a hard ball to hit. Dar keeps it alive. Rank barely keeps it in. I don't know what the heck that was. It was a one-hand set from below the net.
It was not a double or a lift, I can tell you.
It was very interesting. Ball off the shoulder by Rank. Dar goes for the big roll shot. And Ansel with the ball was probably going over. He probably felt like he had to touch it to get it over the middle and just followed through onto the net, and that makes it 22-20. Dallastown with the lead. And we got a timeout for Suburban.
So the one hand, or the two-hand dump over by Suburban, that's one where I like to see Schultz go a little more aggressively. I always like to keep my middles active, so there's no predictability to it. Because if they see the middle give up on it, the defense sees the middle give up on that offensive play, then it's easier and more predictable for the defense to make that play on that dump. Was it a good play by them, a good reach by Dallastown? Yes, but I think if I were coaching, it might be something I'd mention even if I was an assistant, especially if I was an assistant, be a little more focused on that kind of stuff.
So coming out of the timeout, we got a 22-19 score for Dallastown. That was Suburban's second and last timeout. So they responded once down. This was a little bit deeper into the game, though. I believe it was around 20 when they made their move in game one.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to get this point right away and then put some points on. Weinstein passes a little bit off target. Vakili goes high off the outside again. Line shot was open. Ward with the swing. Schultz gets the hand on it, but it dribbles down onto their side, and it's 23-19 Dallastown. Looking like they're ready to extend this game a little bit.
Yes.
Rank goes short floater. Looked like he was trying to go short again.
That foul tip serve attempt.
And we have a 20-23 score. Ansel back to serve. He goes at Ward. Ward passes it to target. And if they got that, it was only the left hand by Schultz. But that's 21-22. I'd be tempted to serve down the line and see if they try to get the ball to Ward, because they're going to try to get him there. They did it again.
Oh, Upadhyay.
Two-hand tip. Upadhyay does not make the adjustment.
It's a great deep spot, but
yep, you got to be ready for that, especially when a big hitter like that doesn't leave the ground. You got to anticipate where he's going to push it, and Ward puts it into the open spot to make it 24-21. So it's game point for Dallastown. Weinstein, a little low pass. He goes with the two-hand push shot. Ward takes it over on two. Upadhyay gets there. Weinstein tries for the big swing, gets the net violation on Dar, but they're still up 24-22. That's where Dallastown has to just, and I think that's probably what Coach Dar is saying. Hey, one pass, one set, one swing, and it's on to game 4. They have to focus on that and not worry about the officials' call. And Coach Dar, using his timeout, figures why not settle his kids down a little bit. They're getting a little bit of hyped up there.
Potentially ice Vakili. Yeah, why not? You don't get any bonus points for having an extra timeout.
So it's 22-24. Dallastown looking to extend this a little bit, which would be our first non-sweep of the year. Of course, we've only done 2 of these, so it's not like we've done a lot.
Suburban red line the first time.
Oh, did that go 4?
That went 5, didn't it? The first one went 4. 4.
Went 4. Okay. Oh, okay. I was thinking it was 2 sweeps.
I knew there was an extra.
Man, my memory is shot.
You know, they say old age, first thing that goes to
memory. I'm the first one to admit it.
I can't remember what the second one is.
Old. Wait, who are you again?
Yeah.
All right.
What are we doing?
22-24. Okay.
Why don't they have
back to the volleyball here? Vakili goes down the line. Goes back row. Ward has to push it over. Suburban's going to get a chance again. Schultz with the tip. This one falls. It's now 23-24.
I tend to agree. They got to hit the ball.
I get the sense of playing not to lose.
Yes.
I know it's something you don't like to say. It's one of those cliches, but
fortune does favor the bold.
And one of our all-time favorite sayings there. Vakili down the line. Give the ball to Dar. I bet you he swings. He did, but he missed it.
Oh, that's a great attack, though.
You got to like the fact that he went after it. He got a little bit under it, I think.
Yeah.
Got a little bit under it. It's now 24-24.
Well, you know you're swinging. Go ahead.
Just looking to tie it, or to take the lead. First one in a long time. I think they haven't led since really early in the game. Pass to Fry. He's going to go reverse the flow. Taroso, big swing, dug out. That's a great play by Bowman, covering that distance. Good call on the coverage there. I think he kind of got caught on his arms, so he lifted through it, and so the lift was called. And now it's back to game points for Dallastown at 25-24. Fry serves, goes at Vakili. They go back to Weinstein.
Wow.
Weinstein finds a huge gap in the block.
It's a big time
I think I could have driven my car through that thing. It was so big. Now 25-25. And we have Nick Bowman back to serve. Goes after Dar. Passes a little bit off target. They got to go back row. Ward roll shot at the setter. It's a great play. Weinstein pushes it out.
There's that line shot. I've been calling that all night for both teams.
There's the line shot. Yep, you're right.
I think Rank was caught inside a little bit.
Yes, he was. He was inside, and the ball was right down the line, giving Suburban its first match point.
That's a great swing.
At 26-25. Ward passes the target. Goes back to Taroso again. Nice. Taroso down the line, evening it back up at 26-26. So now each team has had a chance to close this out. I believe Dallastown's had 2 game points and Suburban 1 match point. 26-26, Taroso after the big swing to tie it up, back to serve. Jump floater. Bowman. Ball goes to Weinstein. He takes a big swing. Nice play by Dar, just pushing it up high.
Yep, just
He's got
popping it up.
Takes it over with 2 hands. Another set out of the middle. Bixler with the tip. Great touch by Ansel, but went into the net, not up, so they couldn't scramble it out, and it's now third game point for Dallastown at 27-26. Taroso, good solid serve. Vakili, 2 target. They go back to Weinstein. Weinstein off the top of the block, but a net is called. I believe he called Dar again. So it's tied up at 27-27.
The ball was definitely past the block when the net violated. When I saw the net move, who got it, I'm not 100% sure, but we're back to deuce.
Game to two. Ball goes to Bixler. He takes it over. And we have a net. So we have it under the net, I think, right?
Yeah.
Looked like he was pointing at it. So we have a 4th game point for Dallastown. Suburban trying to stay in it, and we have a 2-man serve receive. No, we don't. Here we go.
That would be something new for tonight.
Like, man, I haven't seen that yet tonight.
Setters front row over here.
Dar's going to go cross court. Bowman passes up. Firestone with the roll shot.
Firestone, wow.
Fry out of the net. Goes high to Firestone. He's going to push corner. Ball's dug up by Taroso. Tip goes over.
Good talk.
Another dump.
Wow.
Ball's kept alive by Taroso.
Scramble volleyball.
See what happens when you hit the ball, folks? When you hit the ball, good things happen. Fortune favors the bold, as we've said before. Tie game at 28-28. When you see that many tips, that's when I think it's completely legitimate to say, playing not to lose.
Yes.
So it's 28-28. Upadier back to serve.
He tried that deep serve the last time and served it out. We'll see if he
goes to it. I bet he does.
I know I would.
Yep. Fry passes the target. Ball goes out to Ward. Ward finds a seam in the block. And we're back to Dallastown with the game point. Number 5 for the game. I almost said on the night. I guess technically it would be on the night. And
I'll be interested to see what Dallastown does on their blocking point here.
And we have Mr. Hobbs back to serve. Deep serve.
Puts that one in play.
Good ball. McKeely, angle, dug out by Dar. We go back out to Ward. Ward with the touch. And we get a 30-28 barn burner in game 3 to push the game into a match into game 4. We'll be right back, folks. Oh, you already did it?
Wait a minute. Oh, we got one.
All right, folks, we're back here early in game 4. Suburban up 3-1 after that huge Kong block by Mr. Schultz. And now it's curious to see, always when you win a tight game like that, I always like to see how the teams bounce back, especially if you're the winner, have you used it all up in that and lost all your emotion? The loser, do you kind of get, oh, shoot, we should have won that one, and then you kind of feel bad for yourself? Suburban obviously has come out and said, you know what, that game's over, we're on to the next one. And it's now 3-1. And, hey, I got the right word that time.
Yes,
Ben
did.
Ward. Ben Ward.
Just don't think about it. Go with instinct. I don't know.
I don't, that's
That's the end of my coaching advice.
So Fry hits the flat floater. Tight ball. That's
Yes.
that ball's alive. I think Suburban thought there was some kind of double contact or something, but the ball bounced out of the net just enough that Dallastown was able to flip it over, and Suburban just froze. Ball dropped, and it's 3-3.
He turned and said, "Oh, there's the ball. I'll play it."
And I think Jamie's a little bit upset that his kids weren't ready, but he probably thought the same thing, and that's why I'm glad I'm up here.
That's a good turnaround, Schultz.
That's that's a good way to bring it right back. And Rank doing a nice job of keeping himself from having to sing soprano the rest of his life.
Yes.
Making it 4-3. But you can't blow the ball in the middle of the net on the serve like that, because that's just 4-4. You give the ball right back. Any momentum you could have gained is right out the door.
Situation awareness. I think you got to build into that serve. You can't put the first one in that way.
And Mr. Taroso back to serve, who had some really nice plays at the end of that third game, is back in. And Firestone off the top of the block. Rank pushes it out, and that's going to be a double. Probably back row would have been a better option on that one, I think.
Yes.
So, before I forget, I'd like to send out congratulations to one Matt Marshall, who was recently named the AD here at York Suburban.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
very good.
believe he used to be a football coach here, like a quarterback's coach. And Matt's, I'm not sure when he's taken over, but it's a good move for them. Matt's been a sports guy as long as I've known him. Even when he sat in the back of my stats class and messed around with my wrestling partner, Brian Polishuk. They were two fun kids to be around, and good to see him doing things. And look out, Mr. Bowman trying to join the crowd there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 6-5 Dallastown with the lead.
Good hustle. Like those kind of hustle plays.
You just worry that what could happen to them.
Yes.
And fortunately, nothing happened there.
Yes.
Dar back to serve, hits the flat floater to Vakili. He's a little tight, but a good one set. I have to say, Ansel has gotten significantly better from last year to this year. And a lot of it might just be confidence that he had it in him. He just didn't feel he could do it. But he's doing some really nice things for Suburban. It's no wonder they've been ranked in the top 10 for the AA in the state for most of the year.
Well, and maybe they've worked on it, so the result now makes it look a whole lot better and be a whole lot better.
Very true. So Rank takes the ball out to Aaron Ward, dug out by Upadhyay. Vakili goes high off of Bixler's block. And that's point Suburban, now up 7-6. I think it's starting to kind of calm down a little bit from that excitement of that third game, because you can't keep that intensity for too long. Ward dug out by Upadhyay. Ansel just takes a little tip over.
Yes.
Ward calls
just out of bounds.
I believe it was out of bounds, too. It was close.
Out of bounds.
But Mr. Kaufman, the lines person on that side, hand went up right away.
Years of experience.
And it's 8-6, and he's been doing the lines for a lot, too.
Oh, yeah.
He knows a lot of volleyball, and he's been doing lines. It's one thing I've never liked. I've never enjoyed doing lines. I like down officiating when I have to at club tournaments, but lines just, I don't know, maybe I tend to kind of space out a little bit. So.
I love it. Best seats in the house, buddy.
See, I like down officiating. I think that's the best, because you really get to see different things. At least from the lines person, you can kind of see, defenses develop and offensive schemes and that kind of stuff. Dara, great dig up into the rafters, and Dallastown couldn't get a second play out of it.
I'll tell you what, if Vakili is going to keep hitting that hard angle, which obviously he is because it's a set four and he's been doing it all night, if he can get piked over that ball like he did there, they're definitely, you're going to have to do a whole lot better job of controlling that ball for things to be successful for Dallastown.
That is for sure. So we got Nate Bowman with the serve. Ball goes out to Ward again. That's the tip that I wish, again, more girls would feel comfortable doing. Used to be, and I'm not being sexist, the officials used to, or I'm not saying, officials used to call that on a girl, but not on a guy.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
you'll see girls, they'll allow girls to do it.
Yeah.
Because they realize that anybody can do it. So there we got Ward taking it over on a second.
Poitier.
Weinstein with a great back row set, or back set, I should say. And Poitier just kind of blasts it in the middle of the net. I don't think he expected it. And it makes it 9-9. Dallastown staying close in this fourth game. Ball goes to Weinstein, past the target. Go to Schultz, the ball's dug out. And a double by Poitier. Good call by Mr. Covert there. There's almost a nonchalantness sometimes by some of the players out here that kind of drives me a little crazy.
Yeah, the importance of that play is
you want to be
whatever that
relaxed.
play is, right.
You want to be relaxed, but man, it looks like they're just kind of like
Whatever
happens, and you don't want to do that.
And it's perceived as I don't care. I got a hard time believing that these guys that put 2 hours of practice in every day of the year or every day of the season, and then matches and all the travel and tournaments, that they don't care, but it just appears that way.
Because all they're doing is sticking a hand out.
Right.
Right. So there we got Aaron Ward going down the line for an easy kill, making 11-10, but Rank serves the ball a little long, gives the ball back to Dallastown at 10-11. And now our other setter's back. Ansel's back to serve and set. Rank pushes the ball out. Taroso goes hard angle. He's a little off the net. Probably should have gone more of the deep 6 ball on that one.
That's a great ball to cut 4-4. Just a little thumb down, wrist away.
11-11. Fry, that's one of the first passes that Fry's not put in a good spot for them to take some offense out of. Weinstein with the right-handed swing.
Goes with the righty.
Goes with the opposite. Ward dug out by Ansel, but it's going to be over. Schultz gets big there. Going to go back to Ward. Ansel digs it out. I think Weinstein would have scored if it had gone over, but,
that's a tough one.
Ifs and ands, pots and pans, the world would be a kitchen.
Yes.
So we got Ward back to serve, going short. I like to see that short serve more. Vakili there on the right side. Hard angle, and I believe Rank can't control that one, and it's back to a 12-12 tie.
Well, Coach Dar talking to his son, saying, "Hey, you need to keep that block inside more. You're blocking the antenna. They're never going to hit the antenna's never going to hit the ball.
And if it does, it's a point for us anyway.
For you, yeah.
So Vakili down the line. Going to
net violation.
A net violation there. On
Firestone.
Yeah,
he landed and looked and said, "Yeah, I got it."
And that was a good one because Aaron Ward came back, or no, Ben Ward, I'm sorry. Ben Ward looked like he was getting in the net. So I believe was this a timeout for Suburban?
Wow, yeah.
I missed that.
Pretty early.
I think maybe he's seen something, he has seen something he doesn't like.
Yeah.
Wants to kind of keep an attitude, check their attitude kind of thing. So 12-13, game 4.
So it appears that Dallastown, that third set, was, their strategy was outsides, outsides, outsides. Now they're kind of spreading it out a little bit more, letting everybody get their touches. Not that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but just wanted to note it because if we do happen to go a fifth, see if they are consciously changing that strategy or if it's just happening.
Yeah, that's one of the fun, that's one of the more fun things about coaching is when you get in matches, how do you adjust? What do you do to kind of like the chess match? You got to love the chess match. So we have a serve from Fry. Ball goes out to Firestone. It's dug out. Now staying because he used his hands.
Yep.
Firestone stayed down. We had that situation last week. Ball down the line. Ansel digs it out. Firestone takes it over. Ward again. Uses his hands. Ben Ward looked like the ball kind of got outside his body.
And a little behind him.
And it goes long.
Not where he wanted it to be for sure.
And it's now 13-13. And we have Nicholas Bowman back to serve. Got to wonder, whoever gets the first little run might pull away. Tip from Bixler. Weinstein goes with the left-hand tip. Ward's ready for it. They go back out to Dar. Dar gets blocked on top of himself. If that doesn't hit him and he's able to get out of the way, it probably goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's just bad luck.
It's one of those, you're in the air, and yeah.
And the ball hits him and drops to the ground, so it's 14-13. And Bowman misses that by a good 2 feet. You got to be aggressive, but you still want to, in this situation,
got to strike that balance.
Put the pressure on them to make the play. So we got 14s as Taroso goes back for game 4, or in game 4. Been seeing a lot of jump floaters, no big bangers tonight. And of course, I had to say something. He hit a little bit of a top spin into the net. And we are at 15-14. Suburban leading. Weinstein serves. Fry right to target. You run a lot of offense with that ball. Vakili with a great touch, but it's going backwards. And despite the valiant effort of Mr. Weinstein, drops to the ground, and we got a 15-15 tie.
Kind of good hustle play. Your teammates see that. It'll inspire them in the next point. That's what I always try to encourage players to do. Still do on my team.
Out to Firestone. Got under that, never got the snap, and it's 16-15.
Maybe he was trying for the tool and missed. We'll go with that.
I'm okay with that one because he's the size hitter that wants to tool as much as you can. Bowman digs it up. Now there, like Ansel doing one arm just doesn't look comfortable to me. Bowman gets the ball, takes it over, and we get
painting the line.
Ben Ward this time.
Yep.
I want to make sure I'm getting that right. Ben Ward with the deep corner, and it looked like he kind of took a little off just to make sure he put it in play. So Dar now 2 serves, looking for a serve 3. Weinstein to target. They go back out to Firestone, who's dug out. Hey, give a little love to the setter who gets to take a swing.
I can do this.
Every now and then you'll get as a setter, you get to get that swing, and
most setters take a whole lot of pride in
yes. Ansel made the most of that
swing.
one.
Yes.
He made sure he didn't net, make sure he didn't make a bad error. He
Did
just
hit straight on, found that angle.
Wrist snapped a little bit, and
Yes.
Point to Suburban. Upadhyay into serve at 16-17. Ball goes out to Ward again. He goes short roll. Hasn't done that for a while. Defenders are all deep, and the ball drops.
Well, and again, that big approach. You alluded to that earlier, I think, during the second set of Upadhyay's, trying to get outside. He wasn't doing his job of defense first. Got burnt.
And we don't want any knee injuries or any kind of injuries at all, so we're going to clean that up.
As I look now at the back of Upadhyay's shirt, he's pretty big sweater.
Well, then if he's hitting the ground, then
yeah,
we need to make sure we're cleaning that up. So it's 18-16.
Jake Weinmiller serving.
Weinmiller again, coming off. And the net violation is called on Rank as he reaches over with one hand.
He looks a little lost and confused.
Thinking it was the ball maybe, I don't know, but I tell
awkward.
you reach up with one hand, I think you give the official a better chance of, more of an opportunity. 'Cause you go up 2 hands, they're used to seeing 2 hands.
Yep.
You give them one hand, now all of a sudden you're saying, hey, I'm just going to kind of reach up for it, and they'll call. I think it's a more natural thing for them to call.
Well, in 2 hands, it's natural. You have to use your core, your abdomen, your abdominal muscles for the strength. Your one hand, it can just flop where it wants to, so you're not nearly as in control of your body. So it could have been his right hand or the hand at the top of the net cleared, but the bottom one didn't, and that's what hit the net, and, of course, that's a net violation.
So the point goes to Suburban at 18-18. I'm getting tired watching a couple of these kids in our stands here run up and down these.
I know, good Lord.
These stands here. So Dar passes right to target. They go back out to Ward again.
Oh,
great
nice
dig by
Vakili.
It goes over. They're going to go back out to Ward. He goes down the line. Weinstein digs it out. Ball goes over. Upadhyay pushes it over. They're going to go back out to Ward for the third one. And they get the exact same play as they did off of Dar. Ball is blocked back into Ward, who takes it off the head. Back over the net, out of bounds. Point for Suburban. They now have a 19-18 lead.
And again, I believe, I got a hard time believing that the coaches didn't say something, that these young men just didn't pick up on their own, but that the outside blockers, outside hitters, right side hitters are both working a whole lot harder in the last set and a half to 2 sets to get out there and block that line shot from Dallastown. It's one of those things that obviously Suburban, if you watch their offense, they're not big line hitters, so they're probably not used to having to block that. And it's amazing how many times you and I have seen that in our careers. We talked about it as a strategy with our teams. We've made the adjustment with our teams. I've done it as a player. If you're not good at hitting a certain shot, that's probably the best shot that you're going to not be good at defending.
Yep. So we have a 19-18 Suburban with its first lead since early in the game. Dallastown looking for the tie game. I think we have a little conversation going on there between Coach Dar and linesperson Kaufman.
I'm going to guess that's not the first one.
Oh, I'm sure they've been yapping back and forth. They talk about knowing each other for a long time.
Right.
Dar pushes the ball a little bit to the right side. Ward takes it over. Dugout. Vakili one-on-one. Looked like who was supposed to be in the middle there? Was that Weinmiller?
No, Drew Scott.
Drew Scott didn't get there. That's right, Weinmiller
out there. I'll tell you what, the approach,
player.
as aggressive as Vakili looked in that, I don't know that it would have mattered if he'd have got there. He got his whole body into that attack.
He does maximize most of his swings, doesn't he? Dar back to target, swings out. Ward gets blocked. Ansel comes up big on that one.
There's that adjustment again. Dallastown's going to have to find like a cut shot,
4 to 4. Yep.
Exactly.
I was
Spread
getting
that
ready to
block out, a defense out just a
They're
little
really
bit.
seeing that. The middle's getting out there and closing it too, so they're also not getting the seam like they were getting earlier. So that block makes it 21-18, and we have Nate Bowman back again. Dar right to target. Bixler high off the block. Dug out by Upadhyay. It looked like Weinstein panicked a little bit, took it over on 2. And there, I think they were ready for Rank on that one because he had done it 2 or 3 times. Every tight ball he's tried to take over, and now Schultz was ready for it, so it's 22-18. And we have Bowman back serving again. Suburban trying to close this out in 4. Dar right to target. Ward dug out, ball's over. They're gonna get another swing. This time he took a little off and Schultz was late, so he did give him the seam, and with that seam, he's able to score and make it 22-19.
And I think that's the hardest ball to play. When you're in that 6 defense, I've played that a lot. That's just so
little
difficult
off speed
to react to that, to trust that you're not going to get clocked in the head. And it may even start from that it happened one time, and now I know. Great swing by Schultz.
Good pass by Suburban to get Schultz in the. When they've gotten Schultz's first swing off the serve receive, he's probably hitting about 800, 900.
I'd like to see stats, yes.
So Ward passes backwards.
Funky serve receive, jumping when he played the ball.
Rank takes it up, and boy, Suburban let him off the hook there. To get a little roll shot like that, you should be salivating at something you're going to run on that. Get the ball to big Schultz in the front row. But
I always call that one a catch and release, where you just catch the ball, throw it up to the setter, and most of the time the referee will let it go because they know that's what's going to come anyway.
So we get a serve out of Ward. Goes back to Vakili. Rank gets turned around. Gets it more on the shoulder.
Or he tore his shirt. His shirt's torn.
I think he tore his shirt, earlier. I saw him look at his shirt.
Okay.
I think 2 or 3 plays earlier he had torn his shirt.
So not only are they ahead on the scoreboard at 24-21, but I definitely think Suburban's the emotional leader right now.
Yep.
So for match point.
So Vakili back to try to finish it out at 24-20.
Great decision. Nothing special, not trying to win it on the serve.
Down the line to Dar.
And there it is.
They get a touch.
So York Suburban holds on to win and wins the 4th set, 25-20 to win the match 3-1. I think both teams should come out of this match, potentially watch the, go online and watch our broadcast, maybe figure out some things and not to be as predictable. If you can, again, we talked about it last week in the Northeastern match. They just play the entire game. I think both teams can learn from that. Dallastown, not as predictable on offense. York Suburban, more team volleyball. You're always expecting the ball, always in position to play the ball, always bettering it. little things like that, because at this point in the season,
just going to
again,
say the same
after
thing.
10,
Little
11
things.
matches into the season, those little things are the ones that make the difference. You're not going to win a set or a match by, blowing somebody out all the time. You got to expect every match and set to be close, and then make less errors than the other opposing teams do.
Little things, little things, little things. That at this point in the season. So we're going to try to get a.
We're looking at $10,692 for all 3 charities. Thank you to both schools. Thank you very much, everybody.
So Coach Evans just announced. They said on the low side, right now they have an estimate for their whiteout at $10,692.
The goal was
on the low
$10,000.
side. That's the low side. That's nice.
They raised $9,000 for the charities last year. The goal was $10,000 this year. So thank you to all the fans who came out tonight and supported and continue to support this whiteout night. We think it's a great thing. We had a great time here at Suburban.
So the final score here in 4 games. We have Suburban pulling it out, 25-21, 25-20, 28-30. The marathon game goes to Dallastown, and then 25-20. This is our 3rd broadcast. We're down to 1, and it's always a good one, folks. Central Northeastern. At Northeastern, the place will be packed.
A little tight.
I'm hoping we can get to the Northeastern people, and they'll be nice enough to save us a couple spots.
Hint,
One
hint, Matt
for
Wilson.
Our camera and our cameraman Leaf, and then the 2 of us, because if we don't get space in there, it's going to be tough calling the game from the floor. But look forward to watching you in that's a Thursday match, is it not?
Next
Yes,
Thursday.
it's next Thursday. So quick wrap up here from Suburban. Suburban wins 3-1. Thank you all. Have a good evening, and we will see you in 9 days.